Hello and welcome to the next Paul Plays Infinifactory. So the next puzzle on our list is this one, Terrestrial Surveyor. So let's give it a go. So as usual, have a quick look at the puzzle, see what we have. This is what we need to build, some sort of little tracked drone. 2 tracks of 3 each. 4 of these central blocks forming a sort of inverted T, and this camera unit on the top. So there are the tracks. And there we have it, yes. Central blocks, camera unit, and there are the tracks. So, the first thing I think I'd like to do is make this inverted T. It's made of 4 blocks. So, the usual trick, we need to grab 4 blocks, so let's do that. Oops. 4. We're going to put pushers in behind them, like that. They are welders, they are not pushers. Scratch that, that's not even a pusher. That's a pusher. Finally. Guy's a genius. Okay. And then, oh no. And then at the end, usual trick, sensor. Run some cabling. And 2, 3, 4. So now what I need to do with these 4 is obviously get 3 welded together. Then got to try and get this one on top of it, or this one on top of it. So why not just little trick? They can be welders. No harm in that. I mean, they work just as well as tops. That'll weld that. I'm going to give a little base for it to drop onto, just so we can see what we're working with. And then if this one heads back, let's see what we're looking like there. Okay. Almost. What would happen if we let this drop a little bit further? And helped it on its way. Looks good. So we can reuse that welder there. So the only thing... Ooh, nice. The only thing we need is an extra welder there. And I believe we have created this mini inverted T already. And this one has never been used, so that can be used to get it out. So, can we put a knob on top? Probably better if this was rested here. We try and get a knob to there, and maybe push it on. So let me just see, this is coming here. So should be sitting there, there, and there with... Sorry about doing it. I just like to see the pattern. That's where... Is that too high? Okay. So that square there and that square there could be welders, I believe. And when we see a block there, let's push it in. Okay, cool, so that doesn't work because they're in the wrong place. I don't want one there. I kind of need it. There. Yeah, of course these are blocked now, wouldn't they? So if I just take it out with this one, does that still work? Possibly. Might need to put a delay in, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, that's too fast. Why is that too fast? Because... Yeah, let's have a look at this in slow-mo. I really wanted okay. So it slides directly in, so it was here. So where else could I see it? One square. Problem is it's coming in like this. Is it? Let's have a look how it's actually getting in here. Now this should be coming in straight from the side now, not being pushed in from behind. See if that makes a difference. No. But what would happen if I saw it there? Perfect. Okay, so basically we needed to get this one moving as this one, so the two were kind of sliding into the same block at the time. Grabbing it here was taken. Now we could have put a blocker in and detected it, but at least this keeps things moving. Okay then, so roughly what I'd like to do over here is something like oops. 1, 3, 2, 3. So get the tracks. So to start the tracks, we need them made into 3s, which is not difficult. So that's the usual trick. 2 of them. 2 welders. And then, okay, looks like got a slight problem here in that, yeah, we're too low. So let's get them up. Because it needs to be up here anyway, so something's got to be lifted. So these start too low for the solution to work. So that's a bit of a problem, but let's just, okay, let's start it here, get rid of that. I've got one more, get it away from. So if I put a lifter here, 9, and then that's the new level we want. That's one above the level we want. So to do that, I'm going to need to put a sensor looking down, a bit of conduit, and a pusher underneath that all. Push it along, and because these are 3 long, this needs to be able to go 3 before it hits. And obviously these need to be supported somehow. Oh, so did that. Okay, so block selected, not good. Like that. Oops, what did I do? So with a bit of luck, we can get them there. Now, how do I get one track on each place? That's the next problem for this. I think you don't have to, but I think what I'm going to do is use one of my fancy AND gates, because I don't think I've used one of these in a puzzle so far. So, how do these work? Well, if there's already something here and something else gets to here, oops, sorry about that. Okay, so if there's something here and something, hopefully I can put them beside each other. Let me just do a quick think about that. I think I can. We know it's going to be 4 long. Or 3 long, should I say. We push it off. Okie dokie. So really what's got to happen is when we see something here, we're trying to activate this pusher here. So the way you would normally do that is like that. The problem is that will push off everything coming here. It doesn't let anything through. So we'd like it not to do that. So what I'm going to do, the simplest way to think about this is you place another piece of conduit behind the one you had, chop out that one, and you attach that one to a blocker, support the blocker, and then run the first connector without obviously touching without touching any of these, without touching this one, which has to be a free floating. So let's see what that does. In comes the first track, shouldn't get pushed. This goes live, and anything else which comes in here should get pushed. So if it gets pushed, picked up on a conveyor, and brought in. Let's have a look at that. The only problem is I seem to have put all this in exactly the place where I need to and I've put one of these going the wrong way. Okay, so there it's pretty much built. But like I said, I've put one of them in the wrong place. Well, I put all this in the wrong place. Can't go there. Let me just check for welding now. Welding, never take it for granted. Yeah, that's why you never take it for granted. Okay, so what happened then is this one's getting in fine, but really this design requires the T-piece, the central section, to be the last piece in. Otherwise this bit is going to weld there and push everything else. So for that to be the last piece in, what I got, oof. How easy is this to move? Probably not. Probably not, he said. Well, this is a bit awkward, isn't it? Okay, fine. Let's just get this in. I find to use the selection tool, it's much easier if you get a block in the two corners you're interested in. Let's move this. 2 squares closer to that, which in effect gets the tracks in quicker, and these are slightly slower. So I just don't know where we ended up with this. Maybe a missing block here to bring it something like that. And that seemed to do it. Lock in here. Second track in. That arrived in. And looks good. Now if only I could get it out. Would be even better. So what's actually stopping it getting out is mainly this sensor here, isn't it? And what's that sensor doing? That sensor's here so we know that there is a track has arrived. It doesn't have to be there, does it? We need to know whether this, as I'm looking at it here, left-hand track had arrived. So we could tell that by looking there and backwards, surely. That achieves pretty much the same thing. I'll try and keep these down because I know that I'm about to start shifting this track this way, so, or the unit, so the more I sort of bury these cables, probably the better. How about that? Does that achieve? Not even slightly. Okay, how about that? So, track in, lovely. Second track in. That arrived there, and now let's see. Yep, it looks like there's a clear route for this guy to start heading out this way. So, when it got in, it wanted to make a left turn. And when it gets out. Now, I believe there is a rotation still to be done, but let's have a look where we're at. Okay, there is a rotation to be done. That does not look like that. That does look like that. So the rotation has to be like this. It is a clockwise rotation. Yes, clockwise. And about there would seem to be perfect for it. And that is clockwise. Done. So all that matters now is that the system continues to work, doesn't get backed up. We don't overboot that. But it's all looking pretty good from what I can see. Now again, this thing here isn't necessary. I'm not going to mess with the timing. I'm not going to knock it up and try and, you know, put more input rate through it. So this could have been done with a simple, just a timer. We know where the front track is. We just push the second track down. That would simplify the design a fair bit at this timing. So basically, we could detect. Yeah, ooh, it'd be tricky though. When he gets to here, yeah, he hasn't got quite across this. We'd have to bring it. We'd have straightened out, but it would be definitely possible to do. Like just to detect this one here and do a push. But the idea of this one is that the timing doesn't really matter because it lets the that's Terrestrial Surveyor done. Just going to quickly go over the solution again, just in case people are interested. Standard, grab 4 blocks, do them in here. Built the T section there, pushed it over here to get the camera unit on it, fed the whole system through here. Main staging area, 2 tracks, slides in, heads off, rotates, and done. The tracks, nothing special. Welder to make them 3 long, and then lift them up 1 because the target area happens to be 1 higher. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed it. So give me a like, or like the video if you thought it was good. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, bung them in the comments section. And thanks again. Bye now.